Hello and good morning, YouTube. This is the Yugi Collector here, 67401, and now the ban list is now revealed to the masses. We now can see what Konami is going to have changed for the New Year's ban list. And of course, we all know that the list will be different from the OCG's list. So let's get that out of our heads, because we can still see our lovely Stratos is still gone. Because in OCG, he's still alive and well, which is a shame for a lot of the TCG players that loved Heroes. But that's neither here nor there. The big news is further down the list, because a lot of the stuff is still the same. But here's what is different, ladies and gentlemen. Dragon Ravine will no longer be allowed to be played in decks. So that means Dragon Ruler / Dragoonity decks will all be dead in the dirt. So that means my Dragoonity deck is pretty much crap right now, which is okay. I mean, I had fun with that deck. I love the deck, but now to lose the field spell, it's not going to be the same anymore. But oh well, that's what Konami has decided in order to hurt dragons. And it's a really interesting one. And then we knew that Return from a Different Dimension was going to get hit. We was just saying that, screaming it out loud for Konami to hit it, and they finally did. But then they hit self-destruct button. That is kind of odd. I don't know why they hit self-destruct button, because I don't use it, and I haven't faced it in any major tournament that I've played in. But hey, Konami has their reasons, so I'm not going to question it. And then of course the Sixth Sense. Well, we already knew the Sixth Sense could get a big hit, because we know with the Light Swarms coming in with their new engines of the tuners and that new synchro, the Sixth Sense is definitely cracked to them. So that was a done deal to knock that out. But what we see limited to one, of course, all the big dragons, Blaster, freaking Tempest, Redox, and Tidal, all the big dragons will be cut to one. So that's really going to hurt dragons. But hey, this is what Konami wants to do. They want to stop seeing dragons in the top tables. It's the same thing that I said in my other video. They are making these changes so new decks can be in the top tables, instead of seeing 15 of the same deck all in the same tournament being in the top tables. I don't blame Konami for doing it, but this is what they decided to do. So with all the big dragons getting a restriction, they also hit the Breeze Dragon. They hit him to 1. He was at 2. Now he's at 1. So that's kind of a sad story. But here's the big one. Magician of Faith will make her return New Year's Day, ladies and gentlemen. That is beyond shocking to see Magician of Faith, one of the first original cards from the old series, make a comeback. But with the support of spellbooks, that's gonna be really big for them. So I'm kind of skeptical on that. Plus with the Tsukiyomi combo, where you can flip Magician of Faith, grab your spell, use Tsukiyomi, book it back down, and then Tsukiyomi goes back to your hand and you can reflip Magician and use her effect again. That was the main reason why she was hit and Tsukiyomi was hit. Those two combos was the main reason why both those cards were banned in the past. Now that we've gotten past that in our lives, maybe Konami wants to see people try that combo yet again. Or maybe some folks don't even know it exists. But now YouTube, now you do know it exists, because I've used the combo. I have seen the combo played against me in older tournaments back in 2005, 2006 format. Yeah. And as we continue to scroll down, yes, we see our big dragons, Redox, Tempest, Tidal, and Blaster will be hit. But that's okay. Then we see for our spell cards, Divine Wind of Mist Valley. And then Final Countdown also gets a hit to be at 1. So for all of the Harpy players that's out there, and Divine Wind of Mist Valley decks players that uses this field spell, which is an amazing, with Harpy's Dancer and the Genix Blast Fan. I've seen a lot of combos on DevPro with that card. So now y'all gotta make this spell card count. Y'all gonna have to do something to keep it alive, or now the Magician of Faith is back. Maybe you could just flip her over and get the card back. So hey, that'll work too. With Final Countdown, you only need to use it once, so that doesn't really bother me to see that card go to 1. But as we continue to go down, we see Secret Swords of 7 Stars goes to 1. Now with the dragons gone, I don't see a point in playing Secret Swords unless you're playing some other random deck where you're using a lot of level 7 monsters and dragons are not there. Because now with only 1 copy of the dragon, it's going to make it really, really difficult to play dragons that are the element versions. It's going to make it very hard. And Spellbook of Fate gets hit to 1. So now you can just reuse it with Magician of Faith. But I still don't understand why they hit it at 1. But hey, Konami has their reasons. I'm not going to question it. And as we continue to scroll down, we see in the semi-limited where cards are restricted to 2. Let me just move that over so people can read it. There we go. That's a little bit better. Now we see Chaos Sorcerer will be going to 2, and Longfire Blossom will be going to 2, because I know in Legacy of the Variant and what is that other set, Primal Origin, I know they're going to be releasing some more plant support, because people have been using those cards on DevPro, and the deck is really interesting. I've played against it. I did not win, but I would have won if I'd understood how those new plant cards really worked, and they caught me off guard. But to see Longfire go to 2 is a fantastic idea. It's just a shame that Glow Up Bulb didn't come back, because Glow Up Bulb is way too broken. But oh well, it's fine. And then we see the cards no longer restricted, meaning we can run them in 3s. So Archlord Christia for the Fairy players and the Agent players, and Mizuki and Plague Spreader Zombie will be going to 3. Now let's think about that for a second, you two. Mizuki and Plague Spreader going to 3. We already see that Konami wants to bring zombies back into the game, which is okay, because they did it with the whole Vampire Duke thing and all those vampire cards. For me personally, I don't really care for the vampire support, except for 2 cards, which is Vampire Lord and Precretion of Darkness. They're the only 2 actual vampire cards that I like. The rest of them, to me, they don't really matter. But 3 Mizuki, 3 Plague Spreader, and if you want to throw in 3 Pain Painter, that's 6 Plague Spreaders. That's 6 of them. That is just a astronomical number to run in a deck. 6 of the same card. Now, like in Pokemon, you could run 4 of the same card. But with Pain Painter acting as a Plague Spreader and having the original Plague Spreader, you have 6 copies of the same card in the deck, YouTube. That's 6 copies. That is just beyond crazy. And then TG Striker makes his return back to 3. And then Miss Tour Guide of the Underworld will come to 3. So I'm sure the secret rare versions of her will rise in price just a little bit. Just a little bit. Then we see our faithful Constellar M7. I'm not going to try to pronounce this name because I'm still kind of half asleep this morning. I'm not going to try. But yes, he will no longer be restricted, so he will be at 3. And we see our Fire Formation Tenki card will be going back to 3. So Fire Fist players rejoice, Constellar players rejoice. I think a few Evil Swarm decks have used it. Even Gladiator Beast have used it. A lot of decks have used this funky card. And I know the ultimate print of that in Astro Pack will see a price jump. And for regionals, me and my business partner, just to let y'all know, we have 2 Constellar M7 dual terminal versions. So I know the DT cards will jump. So if y'all looking to get them in dual terminal form, mint condition, look for me, Collector 6741, and my homeboy TR Mike. He is my partner in crime. But yet, YouTube, this is the ban list for 2014, brand new year. And for this regionals, we have our last time to use our triple blaster, triple ravine, double whatever else we're using, debris dragon and whatnot. So we can clearly see that Konami wants zombies to really take a bite out of crime in this format. And we might even see some take Genius decks come back. We may see Constellars make a big splash. I don't know. All I know is this is what Konami chose to do with their list. We may even see some plant decks come back. Now that Lonefire is back at 2, that's really, really great. I really like that. May even inspire me to resurrect my old plant deck. But some of the cards that they kicked down to 1 and kicked out, I mean, it's okay. I mean, I gotta change a lot of my decks later on, especially, I think for my Dragoonity deck, I think I'm gonna just scrap it. I don't know. But, hey, I may hold on to it because I do like that deck. But now that the Ravine is gone, that was the whole purpose of the deck, was to play it with the field spell. And now it is gone, so that's gonna really, really be hard. And we see our Avarice is still gone, and everything else is still gone from the previous list. But yes, Ravine, gonna say goodbye to our Ravine. I'm gonna miss that card, and like I said, Dragoonities as a deck itself is gonna be incredibly slow. So, and plus with Tempest reduced to 1, that's going to really make it slow. I mean, if they could have left Tempest at 3 and then kicked Ravine out, that would have been somewhat better. But this is what Konami wants to do to really hurt Dragons, and boy, they hurt them. I mean, they kicked them in the nads really, really good. But hey, this is what they want to do. This is what we got to deal with. And I am gonna make my decks accordingly after this regionals coming up on the 21st. So once that tournament has came and went, I will be making my list of all of my decks. I will be changing them as soon as that tournament is over once I come home. So here is your shot at the new ban list. Hopefully you all pay attention to what's on here and make sure you make your changes for the new year, because it will be here sooner than we know it. So this is the Yu-Gi-Oh! Collector 6741. Please rate, comment, and subscribe. And hopefully this list don't hurt too many of y'all. But hey, this is what they do, YouTube. So this is what they do. So we'll see y'all later, folks, next time.